Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a story for you here today titled Ex-Wife Threw Away Our 20-Year Marriage for Her College Crush Only to Get Rejected by Him Instead. So this is a hilarious story, one that I see all of the time, one that is sent to me all of the time. I've got a lot of emails of dudes sharing stories with me. And this is a very common one where you have a woman who dips because she thinks that the grass is greener, as is typical. And what happens is the woman actually just ends up getting rejected. Okay. The dude has fun with her, whether that lasts for a week or a couple of months or whatever. But at the end of it, she's back. She's begging to get back into the marriage, or she's begging to get back into the relationship that she once had. Me personally, guys, I don't think you should ever take a woman back when she does something like this. But without further ado, let's jump into the story. Guys, if you're new here, do not forget to like the video on your way in. Do not forget to subscribe as well. And let's jump right into the story. So it's a 45-year-old guy. A 45-year-old man recounts the slow unraveling of his marriage when his wife of 2 decades, guys, 2 decades. Imagine throwing away 2 decades with someone for a high school crush, by the way, who clearly wasn't going to commit to you. What an idiot. So she wanted to rekindle a fantasy with her old college crush. Okay. I'm a 45-year-old male. My ex-wife is 44, and we were married for just over 20 years. So these guys got married relatively young by today's standards. We had 2 kids, a house we built from the ground up, and what I thought was a good relationship. We were not the most romantic couple, but we were a team. I worked as a high school history teacher. She worked part-time at a library after raising the kids. We made things work. Right, birthdays, holidays, small getaways, the occasional fight. It was normal. Or at least it felt normal until things started to shift, okay? So this guy, for all intents and purposes, I would consider this a pretty average job, right? And same for her, realistically. So he's working as a high school history teacher. She's working part-time at a library. Now, here's the thing for a lot of these modern-day women, which is really sad to say, is like a lot of them don't want average men. You know, they don't want the dude who's working the average job. They don't want the guy who's making the average income. They don't want the guy typically who's stable and dependable. And a lot of these women end up seeking excitement somewhere else. Even if you're a great man, even if you're you do everything by the book, it's really, really damn sad to see, guys, right? It's like a lot of these jobs that I personally would consider respectable, the women will just ditch these guys because either A, the other dude's more attractive, or he makes more money and things like this. It's really just sad to see. So, the Facebook message that changed everything. It started subtly. She became more withdrawn. She spent more time on her phone. Smiled at messages that she wouldn't share. Yeah, see, this is where I'm going to stop you, man. Messages that your wife won't share with you of 2 decades? Yeah, no, that's a wrap. You know, people will say that I'm overreacting, okay? But your wife is smiling at messages and refusing to show you the messages. Like, these people must think that men are just stupid, or that they can just gaslight us and this is fine. Really silly. It really is. She started getting back into shape. When I asked about it, she said she just wanted to feel better about herself. I supported it. Then I noticed her staying up late on Facebook. One night while she was in the shower, I glanced at her open laptop and saw this guy's name, Derek. Derek was her college boyfriend, the one she had always talked about like some innocent chapter in her past, the one she said had moved away and married some girl out west. Apparently they had reconnected online, and from the looks of their messages, it wasn't just catching up. Why on earth, by the way, can I just say this? Why on earth is your wife of 20 years adding dudes on Facebook? Like, why? I just find it so incredibly strange, guys. Like, if I was a dude in a 20-year marriage, which I'm not, right? But if I was a dude in a 20-year marriage, why the hell would I be adding women? You know, to be friends with them. Why on earth would I do that? What possible reason would I have for adding women on Facebook to be friends? You know, it's so disrespectful. Everyone, I read stories like this and people just swear up and down to me that it's totally normal, you know, but I just think it's so damn weird. I also think it's disrespectful and it's an insult to the man's intelligence. It really is. Okay, so, pardon me there. The woman adds an ex-boyfriend while she's in a 20-year marriage and they've been talking on Facebook because that's totally normal. Okay, sure, let's continue. Goodness me. When I finally confronted her, she admitted that they had been talking for a few months, just chatting, and then slowly the truth unraveled. She confessed she still had feelings, that she had been thinking about what could have been, and that she needed time to figure things out. Her exact words were this: "I feel like I missed my chance at something real. 20 years of marriage and suddenly I wasn't real enough." So this is the point where you kindly, I mean, I don't really care if you do it kindly or not, but you show the woman the door. You know, this sentence right here is something that you as a husband, I would assume, never want to hear. I feel like I missed my chance at something real. Well, she can go have her chance at something real and she can get the hell out of the damn house. I think that's a good trade. I don't know about you guys, you know, but if she wants to find something real, she can leave the premises. You know what I mean? And she can find something real on her desk in the morning with the divorce papers that'll be sitting there. I think that'll be the correct move. So it's so insulting, man. It really is. Like, what a way to phrase this. I feel like I missed my chance at something real. Disgusting. A month later, she moved out, said that she wanted to see where things could go with Derek. Our youngest had just left for college. The timing wasn't lost on me. Yeah, okay, so she was just waiting for the kids to be able to leave so she could bounce, where they weren't going to be so dependent on her. She was just waiting for the kids to get out. That's what I'm understanding from this. She packed a suitcase and went to stay with her sister in another city, conveniently close to where Derek lived. Yeah, of course. I was numb. The kids were stunned. No cheating had happened yet, technically, but emotionally she was already gone, and all for a man she hadn't seen in over 2 decades. This, I actually totally, right? Like, you see stories like this and you think it's insane, but I've actually seen this crap happen so many times, guys, right? Women just up and leaving their man for somebody that they barely know. Like, think about this, okay? I want you guys to think about music artists, okay? Have you guys ever seen those situations where a woman will go to a concert and just blatantly cheat on her boyfriend, try and get the attention of the singers in inappropriate ways in bands and things like this? And you cannot tell me that those women would not instantly throw away their relationships for a man that they had never even met. Okay, there are a lot of women out there like that, especially if they have already been with the guy previously. So many of these women would absolutely drop their marriages. They would absolutely drop their relationships of any duration, kids, no kids, marriage, no marriage, to try and get back with these guys. It is so disgusting, guys. It is genuinely disgusting. And again, this is one of those, you know, I'll go into a slight rant here. This is another one of those things that I think is super weird, right? Is you'll have wives and girlfriends who are obsessed with dudes from bands and stuff. And then people always think that it's totally appropriate for them to just go and see that person live, as if the woman wouldn't cheat on you the first chance she got with the dude. It's so stupid. It really is. Let's continue. 3 weeks after she left, I got a text from her. It just said, "Can we talk?" And I ignored it. A few days later, I got a long email. Apparently, she had finally met up with Derek in person, and he wasn't interested. Turns out he had no intention of restarting anything. He was recently divorced, he was bored and flattered by her attention, but once she made herself available, he backed off completely. He even told her that she was being a bit intense and that he wasn't looking for anything serious. Holy hell. So this woman threw away her 20-year marriage because this guy was bored. Oh, that is hilarious. And she made all the first moves, right? She was flattered by her attention. Okay, I guarantee you he probably hooked up with her, had some fun, but yeah, clearly wasn't interested in anything serious. And notice how he's divorced as well, guys, right? He understands. He's like, oh, hell no, I don't want to deal with that again. So after the rejection, she tried to come home, said that she made a huge mistake, that she got caught up in a fantasy, and that she missed our life together. I told her I wished her the best, but I was done. I had already filed the divorce paperwork, and the saddest part, she didn't just lose me, she lost the respect of our kids too. They couldn't believe she threw away the family over some Facebook daydream. That's so sad, guys. Like, I always think the saddest part in these stories is just like the kids that get screwed over in these situations. You know, it wasn't the kids' fault that their mother was a 304. Absolutely not their fault whatsoever. He says, it's been over a year now and the divorce is final. I sold the house, I moved to a quieter town, and I started seeing somebody new. She's nothing like my ex. She's great, she's loyal, she's real. I love how he uses this word real, you know, because it's such a, you know, it's the term that the ex-wife used, right? Funny that. My ex-wife still texts me occasionally, usually something like thinking about you or hope you're okay. I don't reply. Last I heard, she was renting a small apartment alone and still trying to find herself. I hope she does, but I also hope she remembers what she gave up. Oh yeah, this will sting her for the rest of her life, by the way. Right, this woman completely screwed up, and these women absolutely dwell on this for the remainder of their years, and boy, is it hilarious. Guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.